This is BBC News, the headlines at 11 o'clock. Discriminated against because of her Christian faith, the European Court of Human Rights rules that a former British Airways employee was unfairly treated. Hello and a very good morning and a warm welcome to viewers joining us now on BBC Two. Our main story here this morning, a British Airways employee who was sent home without pay when she refused to take off a cross at work has won her case this morning at the European Court of Human Rights. Nadia Awida said she had suffered discrimination at work because of her Christian faith.
Well, in today's ruling, the European Court said BA's corporate dress policy discriminated against Ms Awida because of her religious beliefs. But the court ruled against a nurse who was ordered to remove her cross, saying the health and safety of patients in that case was more important.
It also ruled against a registrar and a marriage counsellor who had refused to work with homosexual couples.
Well, in its judgment, the court said Ms Awida's cross was discreet and cannot have detracted from her professional appearance.
There was no evidence that the wearing of other previously authorised items of religious clothing, such as turbans and hijabs, by other employees had any negative impact on British Airways' brand or image. Well, just a short while ago, we heard from Gary McFarlane, who was one of the four who took that case to the European Court. He gave his reaction to this morning's ruling.
It's a regrettable situation. I was not successful thus far, and so the law remains as it is, which I think is a regrettable position for those who hold a very conscientious view.
Well, Keith Porteous-Wood from the National Secular Society welcomed today's ruling, saying he was pleased that religion had not been given special rights.
Well, we're absolutely delighted. The reason that the National Secular Society intervened in all of these cases was to make sure we didn't end up with a hierarchy of rights with religion at the top. And I believe that's the outcome of these judgments today. Three of them were rejected, and in particular, I think gay people have a particular reason to celebrate that, because if they had succeeded, it would have made it possible for, say, in a shop, for an assistant to say, well, actually, I don't want to serve you because I think you're gay, however, my colleague will serve you. That would have been a disaster for the dignity of gay people.
Keith Porteous-Wood there from the Secular Society. Let's assess all of this with our religious affairs correspondent, Robert Piggott. Robert, a mixed bag in the sense of three people losing their cases and one lady winning. But where does this leave us? How important were these cases?
Well, in a sense, I think they show we're still in the same position and the same direction of travel in this country. As regards people having the right to a personal belief in a religion and the right to express that in their everyday life, including at work, but only as far as it doesn't cut across the rights of others. So we saw Nadia Awida winning her case at BA, not against BA, but against the UK government in this case, because of the rather peculiar circumstances of that case. It was a discreet cross, they said, and BA changed their policy immediately afterwards, and I think they felt that that was a special case. Now, they found against the nurse Shirley Chaplin, as you were saying, because they said her cross was unhygienic, or could have been unhygienic, that weren't in a position to say. So I think what this tells us, Jane, is that a lot of discretion is being given to employers in this country and local authorities, people like that, to set reasonable limits as they see it for staff to work inside and to fulfil their policies. So I think what the takeaway message from particularly the two cases which refer to working with homosexuals is concerned is that local authorities and other employers will have a lot of latitude in setting what they see as a reasonable policy and then requiring people to fit in with it, even at the point of going for a job with someone like Islington Council as a registrar, like Lillian Liddell, and saying they would be able to say to that applicant, will you be prepared to carry out same-sex civil civil partnerships? And if they said no, they wouldn't get the job. So considerable leeway left with employers.
All right, Robert, thank you very much for now. Robert Piggott, our religious affairs correspondent.